Good morning, Facebook friends and family. The trees all look so pretty this morning, but boy, the ground here, if you look back behind me here at the orchard, that ground just as white as it can be with frost. And as you can see, I'm seeing my breath this morning. I've walked out here to check on the garden to see how it's affected it. Actually, I don't see frost on top of these beans. I picked them yesterday, and I actually ended up getting about a half a bushel off of this little bunch of beans here. And the tomatoes, I've got tomatoes hanging everywhere. I knew that it might frost on them, but there wasn't anything I could really do. I don't have anywhere right now that I could bring them in. They're just as green as they can be, but I have canned a lot of tomatoes. It's just that the variety of tomatoes I have here are actually indeterminates. And these little old tomatoes here are starting to put back out. Of course, I knew they wouldn't have time to make. What do you think, Lily Mae? Huh? Are you gonna climb the fence? Why, you can climb a fence, can't you, Lily Mae? That little kitty can climb a fence. Yeah. Is Daddy's little girl a fence climber? You, I started to say, Lily Mae, how in the world were you gonna balance on that thing? And as for my pink German tomatoes, I mean, they've just outdone themselves as far as growth, but gosh, there's no way those tomatoes are gonna make it. And I'm not much on doing a green tomato relish. I know you can do that, but it's not something I would want to do. And that's a little frosty looking right there. I'm quite sure that's frost. Doesn't surprise me. I'm sure most things will turn black, but it is what it is. I didn't get here until July, and I didn't get a chance to do a lot, but I certainly hate seeing some of these pretty tomatoes in here be lost to the frost. But there's not much I can do. But I did pick about a bushel of them. Boy, the ground out here is really frosty this morning. The first frost of the season. Doesn't seem to have bothered the little ladies though. My little chickens they were up and out bright and early this morning. But they seem to all be doing fine. Yeah, I'm just amazed at how fast those little chicks have grown. And I'm really glad that we got the little coop done. One of the big problems around here has been hawks getting into my neighbor's chickens, and they won't get into this one because I've got it covered with chicken wire. I've got one gigantic static coop here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be putting them in a mobile coop and dragging them around. And they're not afraid of Lily Mae. That's a little bit surprising. But gosh, they're bigger than she is, I guess. But I am enjoying myself here. And of course, I've been working on getting my greenhouse ready. I will be back on that. Probably not today because I did pick a lot of green beans and I'll be canning green beans today. But I did get my weed barrier fabric, and this Vigo bed is what I'm going to use here. And I'll tell you, I could not hardly get stakes, the little clips in the ground, to hold this down. I'd have to move it around and around. There's rocks in here that are huge underneath this. I thought at first I would try some in a raised bed, which is why I bought these, and then I thought I would raise some in the ground. I can forget that ground part. There's just way too much rock here. Way too much rock. But I'll get that one filled with I'll put a lot of wood towards the bottom of it, because if not, that thing is going to take a ton of potting soil and compost and stuff to fill it as is. I've got another one to go right there, and then I do see that I have room. I'm going to go ahead and get another one. I'd like to put at least 3 of them down there to get them started. And my little plants are doing really great. Let me go show you those. Okay, there's my lettuces, more lettuce, a bunch of brassicas, and even more brassicas. So I'm going to start, of course, with my lettuces. I love my lettuce.